Miles with Mylan here. Today I'm talking about 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy an F80 M3 or an M4. Now, don't take any of this to heart. I mean, I love the car and I would buy one. I don't want to say the reasons why you shouldn't, but let's say, you know, I have a 2015, which is out of warranty now. The 2016 is going to be out of warranty. So I felt like this was just a good video for anyone looking to buy one, for things just to look out for. At first, I'll show you mine. So excuse it, it's getting wrapped. You can check it on my other channel. But this is it. Now, I usually spend a lot of money in my cars, modifying them. This isn't my first BMW. I had an M5 335i that was really done up. I had, what else? I have I did E92 M3. And the F80, you know, this M3 has been a phenomenal car. So I bought this car with about 30,000 miles on it. It is out of warranty. And I'm just going to talk about some things that I went through and that are going through to maybe, if you're planning on buying one, just little things you should consider. Like I said, these are kind of, to me, kind of expensive. So I thought, you know, I can give you guys some help, or at least, you know, give you some recommendations. So first thing is going to be the battery. So 2015, the battery's kind of old, it's getting there. This is a lithium ion battery. The price to change it is about $1,500. So, you know, if you're getting an older one, check the battery, see if it's been replaced. That might be an expense that's kind of, you know, hit you out of nowhere, like, oh man, you know, my battery lights came on, like, you know, the battery's kind of going out. And it's old. The battery's been in here since, you know, 2015, so it's probably time for a change. There may be some aftermarket upgrades that you can do, but as I know now, to replace the battery with the OEM one, you're looking at about $1,500. So that might be an expense where you're like, hey, is it worth it or not? Or if you're planning to buy one, see if the battery's been changed. That's the first thing. Reason number 2 why not to buy an F80 M3. I like saying that. Hopefully that gets me clicks. The cooler right here. So my car is modified. If you're thinking of modifying your car, this hasn't happened to me, but a lot of my friends, this thing can start to leak. You know, replacing one, you can get an aftermarket one for about $1,500, but it'll start to kind of drip coolant. And this area starts smoking, so that's one thing I've noticed. Mine hasn't started doing that yet, but that's another thing that I've seen. You can always get an aftermarket one. I'm probably going to be doing an aftermarket heat exchanger here pretty soon, so I'm taking everything apart. So that might be something you might want to check or look into. I haven't checked. You can find used ones all over the forums and stuff for like $600–700. So, you know, that's something to look into. The heat exchanger, cooler is one thing you could be careful. And hey, all you veterans, professionals that deal with these cars, feel free to comment. You know, that can be something you guys can put in, because I could be missing some things here. But like I said, that's number 2, the crank hub. So, my crank hub spun, and you probably read about this a lot or hear people talk about it. I have a 6-speed manual. Mine is tuned. It's modified. I spun the crank hub. So basically, I'll tell you how it went. I was driving the car, just got it tuned, did a harder pull, and out of nowhere had a check engine light. It said engine malfunction, or drivetrain malfunction. It wasn't running right. Didn't go into boost, had a limp mode, and I ran the codes and it was out of timing. So I learned later that my crank hub had spun. Now, some people say it only happens to a select few. This car has been fine for about 40,000 miles without changing it. I hear this is usually something you run into with a dual clutch transmission, not the 6-speed. And I drive my cars kind of hard, so that could have had something to do with it. Some people say it's more of the 15, 16 years that you'll see that with. I'm no expert, so don't quote me on that. But that's just something to look into. I will talk about the cost of that. So initially, this happened in May of 2019 when my crank hub spun. At this time, Max PSI had a kit that they sent me, so it was all the gaskets and everything. They were about 3 months out of stock. So shipped my car, it sat in the shop literally for almost the whole spring and summer waiting to get repaired. I actually had to move my car to a different shop, which I'll put in the link below. Once they got the product, they were able to get it in there. Literally, my car was done in about 3 days. I got the coolant flushed. I had changed the spark plugs. They did the crank hub. Total labor and everything was around $5,000. Now that's with the crank hub. That's with labor. That's with like my coolant, all the gaskets and everything. So I pretty much went ahead and changed everything. You know, like I said, the car's out of warranty, so that is something that I might consider, or you know, you should definitely consider doing or looking into if you're going to modify the car. You know, like I said, that would probably be the first thing I do. Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, you can get turbos at that price, but just to have that peace of mind, the crank hub's kind of, that's a big one. You know, I had mine repaired. The car has been great since then, but that's something I would look into. And I think we were on, what was that? Was that number 3? Yeah, I think number 3. So, yeah. Number 4 is going to be, I would have to say, the injectors and the spark plugs, or excuse me, the ignition coils. So for some reason, now this happened on my 335i, and it happened on this one, so at about 45,000 miles, one of my injectors had went out. I didn't know what was wrong. It was missing. It was stuck open. Tried everything. I started smelling a real heavy fuel. I run 85, so that could have had something to do with it. And my car was kind of sitting since the crank hub was getting done. My injector was stuck open. It was just ran really poor. So I found out there was an injector, took it all off. I went and replaced all of them. Car ran really good actually after that. Smooth, didn't have any fuel smell. But then after that, like right after, literally like 2 weeks after, 2 of my coils went bad. And I thought, I was like, man, is this my injectors again? Because it almost had the same issue. Went ahead and replaced all of my coils, and that fixed the problem. So the injectors were kind of expensive. I think I had got all of them for about $1,000 online, and replaced all 6 of them. Coils went and did all of them. That cost me, I think it was about $400 to $600. You can go online and find those anywhere. Go to your local BMW dealership. I'd recommend getting them online. They're a lot cheaper. So that's something I would kind of look into if the car's over 30,000, 40,000 miles. Or like I said, if you're buying a pre-owned, it's out of warranty. Those are the things you can kind of expect right out of the gate. Like I said, when I got this car, I went from a GTR. No, I had a GTR, sold that, got a Trackhawk. I sold my Trackhawk, and then I got a really good deal on this F80. So I was like, hey, I can't pass it up. I wanted to get the M3. So I'm continuously putting parts on it. And there's a lot of things I love about this car, and I will put that on my next video. But right now, I kind of wanted to lay out the reasons why I don't like it, and the reasons why, you know, you should maybe think about, you know, considering what you're getting into when you purchase one. And again, mine was stock when I picked it up, so it wasn't like it was prior, like it was abused prior, wasn't tracked. It's just once I started kind of messing with it, that's when I started to see problems. And really the first thing I did was I went and got the tune, and kind of everything went downhill from there. I'm the only one who really, that I know of who has this issue. I used boot mode, went 85. My friends kind of did the same thing. Their cars are fine, so it could just be me. I got unlucky. The last thing is, you're probably gonna laugh at me, is the key. So I got a new key, but the thing I didn't like, and I know this is gonna sound stupid, the original key that it came with, it keeps on popping out of the little slider, so I don't have the regular key that came with the car. I got a new one. It's just something like over time, it always would slide out. I would be at the mall, I would take my keys out, and then, you know, out of there's a little button you press and the key comes out. That would always it was like wore out, and my key would just fly everywhere. I'd take my keys out of my pocket, literally it would just boom, it's going down the street. Or I would drop it in somewhere. It was just something that kind of got on my nerves. Let me see if I have, I'm just gonna take Brian's Audi key. So, you know, actually I think this is my key right here. So this was my key, and this is something where it would literally just do this all the time. Like, I don't know if you guys could see that. That would happen all the time on both keys. And I didn't like that. And it was weird for me. And like I said, everyone's like, oh man, that's just, you know, wear and tear on the key, whatever. Now, I wouldn't really call that a reason why you shouldn't get the vehicle, but it's kind of like a pet peeve of mine where my key was literally, I think I was like drinking one time, and then I was trying to give my friend the keys to drive, and I couldn't even find my key because it flipped, it went somewhere, but whatever. I got it figured out. So what I did do is, I got like a new custom key. So I have the like newer like M5 kind of style key. I had to get this one programmed. I'll talk about that in another video. And it's worked well for me. Like I said, it looks cool. When you give it to valet, they like it. Those are the reasons why you should maybe consider not getting an F80 M3. And I say that lightheartedly. I love the car, and like I said, It's the most responsive to tunes. It looks really, really well, and I enjoy driving the car, especially the 6-speed. I'll probably be posting up a video of the things I like, which I can go on and on and on. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I have a lot of things going on with this car, from turbo upgrades to roll cages to exhaust. So I want to share that with you. I still have my RX-7 project coming up. I've still been working on that, but since, you know, we're in here into the new year, I'm really trying to get this thing to where I want it. And I would love for you guys to follow on and, you know, give me advice, and I can try to give you guys the most information as I can. Like I said, I'm no expert in this platform, but these are just things that I've noticed along the way. So write some comments below. You know, if there's something you want to see, definitely let me know. You guys can maybe help me find my next modification. And maybe one of the videos, once I get it wrapped and everything, I'll go and I'll talk about the vehicle, what's been done to it, you know, what we have going on. But thanks again for watching, and please like and subscribe.